A lot of conversations taking place with regards to whether President Joe Biden should pardon Donald Trump. Well, on MSNBC, Congressman Jim Clyburn actually said this.
Do you think that President Biden should pardon Donald Trump? And if so, why?
Yes, I do think so. And I think he should pardon all of those people that have been accused and have been targeted so that we can clean the slate. We can have an air of possibilities for the future. If we keep digging at things of the past, I'm not too sure the country will not lose its way. Now, remember, President Trump has been indicted, has been convicted on state crime. Also, please remember that the United States Supreme Court has given him immunity. And so I'm asking people who question my thought on this to explain to me how he would be any more insulated by this pardon than he seems to already be by the United States Supreme Court. Really, if Joe Biden will be demonstrating what he's always demonstrated to me, that he loves this country more than anything else other than maybe his family. He wants to see this country going forward. He doesn't want to see us keep digging into the past, but moving forward. So I think it would give a tremendous opportunity for him to demonstrate that kind of concern for the future of the country.
I'm sorry. Look, I got great respect for Congressman Jim Clyburn, but hell no. Absolutely, positively, hell no. And I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of Democrats playing this, we're going to go high, a sense of normalcy. Let me be clear. When Donald Trump lost, he didn't welcome Vice President Joe Biden to the White House like Biden welcomed him, like Obama welcomed him. He didn't do that. Did Trump come to the inauguration for the peaceful transfer of power? Hell no, he didn't do that. But Democrats are, oh no, we have to, for the good of the country, for what's right, and a sense of normalcy. This is not a normal person. So why are we playing this sense of normalcy game with somebody who flouts? Yesterday, Christian Welker of NBC aired an interview with him, and he still refused to concede the 2020 election. I am sick and tired of Democrats trying to treat this man like he's normal. He's not. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a Congo. If I'm Vice President Harris or Biden, the hell with him in the inauguration. I don't need to be there. This man flouts norms. This man doesn't care. And Republicans are right there with him. But everyone else is supposed to treat them with deference, with respect, with dignity of office. When he shows none of that, there's no way in hell that Biden should even remotely consider giving this thug a pardon.
And just look at history in terms of the Nixon pardon and where that gets folks, right? Look, Democrats are already struggling with their base right now. People felt like Vice President Harris ran away from the base, ran to, the center, ran to the Liz Cheneys of the world, and didn't pay enough attention to their base. The base does not want to see Donald Trump get pardoned in any way, shape, or form. And so people are already frustrated with the Democratic Party for not fighting for our core values. This is really going to push them over, and they're going to lose a whole generation of Democrats and potential Democrats. We're talking about accountability, and this country has a terrible history of not holding people accountable for their racist actions, whether we're going back to the Civil War and what happened with the people, who are part of the Confederacy, whether we're talking about slave owners getting reparations, whether we're talking about this right now and look, people are really acting like, oh, because Biden pardoned his son, now Trump has a permission structure to pardon the January 6th insurrectionists. He was already going to do that. He's already had a term where he abused the pardon process. So this has really nothing to do with that. And people keep creating this false equivalency with Hunter Biden and Trump. Hunter Biden, who took responsibility for what he did. Trump, who still want to acknowledge the election right now. So Biden, if you love this country, how about loving the rule of law? How about holding people accountable? Because people are treating him like that 17-year-old kid in college who's just making these dumb mistakes and just needs another chance because people just don't want him to ruin his life. The man tried to overthrow the country. He's an insurrectionist. Stole documents, all of that, and no one's supposed to have any consequences for that. I have so much respect for Representative Clyburn for him to suggest that. And people actually think also this is going to be like Trump's going to be like, oh my gosh, kumbaya, then I better not do that.
Right.
Got another thing coming.
Noah?
Ooh, everything that Amakongo said, yes, yes, and yes. And I also have a profound respect for Representative Clyburn. He's done so much for this country and so much for his constituency. But when I heard this last night, I had to double check because I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I misheard. And the thing about Representative Clyburn's statement that keeps rolling around in my mind is the last part when he says that he's already been convicted and he has immunity, but somehow he's insulated. I guess the argument that he's making is he already has the tools to do what he wants to do, so why not pardon him? Which is a very interesting line of argumentation. It's a very interesting line of logic to follow. If that is what he was getting at, my point is I was very confused. I was trying to follow his logic, trying to set the emotion aside and actually follow the logic, but it's a little bit confusing. And, as a professor on a college campus, I can tell you that young folks are already feeling disconnected, disaffected, already feel like that voting does not matter, that it's all a joke, and that there is absolutely no accountability. To Amakongo's point, and I have been talking about this all day on Blue Sky and Threads, literally a generation of Black Dems will disappear. Young folks will vote. If you think the voting turnout was low this time, wait until 4 years from now, because people will no longer believe anything that Democrats have to say, and they definitely will not believe in institutions. So, it's a lot at stake here. It's very confusing as to why he would make that argument. And in my personal opinion, he hasn't made it sufficiently, other than, let's just move on as a country. But no, Harry Dunn wrote yesterday that the incoming president wants to pardon the people who tried to kill me. He wrote a Substack about that just yesterday. No, people cannot move on, especially after we saw how South Korea handled their little insurrectionists in 2.5 seconds. No, people are not willing to move on. People are still waiting for accountability. People are still waiting to want to believe in a Democratic Party again. And people are wanting to still believe in institutions. But if we just go ahead and move on, if we just let the bully win yet again, good luck. Good luck in 2 years and in 4 years. I just do not think it is a strategy that folks want to. It's not a strategy that will work. It will backfire.
Right, and the thing here, Cameron, again, what it would say is you can be the first individual who occupied the Oval Office to attempt to overthrow the election, and we're going to go and give you a pardon. Now, damn that. I'm sorry. No, this man is evil. This man had contempt for the country. This man continues to advance lies. He should not be rewarded with a pardon.
Point blank, period. I think there's two things I'm noticing here. One, we got to stand on business, as the kids would say. You got to stand on business. I think it was just mentioned before me that so many different people, when you look at exit polling, you look at focus groups and talk about one of the things that annoyed them about Democrats or the Democratic Party and various Democratic candidates is the fact that they couldn't tell what they stood for. even if Republicans are wrong on something, or a lot of people feel they're wrong, they're standing on their business. They're standing on something that they believe is right and wrong. This is not this isn't a time where there is clearly was something wrong. We all saw January 6th happen. Trump being convicted of so many different crimes. There's no need to pardon him, especially given the fact that apparently he, like I said, he has the tools to insulate himself anyways, in addition to what the effective immunity due to the Supreme Court's decision earlier this year. And again, the deepest respect to Congressman Clyburn. He has given such wise counsel to so many, including President Biden. This is one of those times where I hope the president does go into a different direction. And then the other thing I think we got to realize is that this thought and this idea of pardoning Trump, which I've even seen everybody from Stephen A. Smith talk about on his show to others, and like, go ahead and pardon Trump. I think this is also rooted in the fact that this is going to cause even more togetherness, or maybe cause, if he doesn't do it, it will cause more polarization. When we've got to remember, in this day and age, people forget stuff. It happens this morning. They may forget it this evening, let alone in a year, 2, 4 years when we come to election. If you think Democrats or any Democratic candidate is going to be able to ride and run on this accomplishment, or on something that say, oh, look, our last president pardoned Trump in the spirit of bipartisanship or unity or something like that. People don't care. The electorate has changed. People have changed. And all that does is show, I think, feeds into a larger narrative that Democrats are a little spineless, or are willing to kowtow and are trying to do everything that way.
Hi, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Fanbase is a free to download, free to use, next generation social media platform that allows anyone to have followers and subscribers on the same page. Fanbase was built through investment dollars from equity crowdfunding from the Jobs Act. People just like you help build Fanbase, and we're looking for more people to help build Fanbase. We are currently raising $17 million in a Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. We've already crossed $2.1 million, but we're looking to raise more capital from people just like you that deserve the opportunity to invest in early stage startups without having to be accredited investors. So right now, I'd like you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase right now, today. And then use Fanbase to connect with friends, grow your audience, and be you without limits.